Has KELDAN done it again? Have they revolutionized the underwater video lights market once more with their 8XR ambient underwater video light? Let's find out right after the intro. Hey there you underwater image makers, welcome to the channel that teaches you everything you need to know about underwater videography. If you're new here, my name is Matthias and I'm an underwater cinematographer and content creator with more than 15 years of experience in underwater image making. Depending on the project at hand and the budget available, I have used anything from affordable and easy to use action cams to complete and sophisticated cinema systems that cost more than a middle-class car. But regardless of which system you're using, high quality video lights will always be a huge help in capturing those special moments in the best possible way. Throughout my career, I have worked with and tried so many different underwater video lights from countless brands. Cheap ones, expensive ones, small ones, large ones. You name a brand and I have most likely already used it. In today's video, we want to look at the Swiss brand KELDAN and their latest innovation, the 8XR Ambient 18,000 lumen underwater video light. Before we get into the specifics of that new video light and why it's so special, let's have a quick history lesson about KELDAN, which is generally considered to produce some of, if not the best underwater video lights available. The company is run by founder and manager Daniel Keller, a Swiss electrical engineer who, back in the 90s, couldn't find a video light that met his expectations. So he simply created one himself. Because why not? That's what we Swiss do. Shortly after that, he received more and more requests to produce lights for his dive buddies and even people he didn't know. Fast forward 3 decades and Daniel now runs an iconic brand within the underwater imaging market that is used and valued by many professional underwater cinematographers as well as countless ambitious amateurs alike. Their success is based on only using high quality components inside their lights, making them incredibly reliable. By far the most reliable lights I've ever used. Not just staying on top of the current technological advances, but actually creating those advances themselves ensures that KELDAN usually stays ahead of their competition. The terms Swiss made or Swiss quality really apply to KELDAN's products. So it's not a surprise that ever since I started with underwater video all these years back, I had always wanted to own and use KELDAN lights. But they are not very cheap, and since I wasn't really making much money with my underwater videography in the first couple of years, I kinda didn't have the budget to make such an investment. Eventually though, I ended up making that investment and have never looked back or regretted it, as these lights really are superior to the competition in my opinion. Mainly because of their ease of use. I made a video about why I think they are so easy to use a while back. I will link it down in the video description below, so you can go and watch it if you want after you've finished watching this video. Alright now. Enough with the history lesson and nostalgia. Let's get to the new KELDAN 8XR ambient lights and why they are so special. There are actually 2 reasons for that. The first one being the R in their name, which stands for remote. A little while ago, KELDAN introduced their RC1 remote control. It is based on ultrasonic technology and works with all KELDAN XR lights. It was one of those innovations that put KELDAN ahead of their competition. Yes, other brands have remote controls as well, but they usually work via a fiber optic connection. KELDAN's system, on the other hand, is truly wireless with a maximum range of up to 50 meters underwater. That is quite insane. Yes, most divers will simply attach it to one handle of their underwater camera housing to control both lights without having to take their hands off the handles. But you can just as well place the lights in different spots around the scene you want to capture. For example, inside a wreck. Using the lights as off-camera lights and adjusting the intensity of the lights without having to physically go back and forth between the lights and the camera. Quite a game changer. I was able to test the RC1 on a recent production trip for Divefolk in the Red Sea, and I simply loved it. The comfort of not having to reach out to each of my lights individually to either turn them on or off or to change the intensity of the lights, but having all the controls at my fingertips at all times was really awesome. And to be quite honest, I don't ever want to dive without it again. So I ended up ordering one. The second unique feature the 8XR Ambient comes with is the blue ambient filter that is kind of integrated into the light already. Blue filters on your underwater lights are essential to avoid mixed light situations resulting in unpleasing lighting results. This is a technique that was invented by KELDAN and has been copied by many other brands since. So who would be better to explain, in simple words, how blue filters are used and what they do when put on your underwater video lights? Here is a short video made by KELDAN doing just that.
The KELDAN ambient light filters are designed to solve the mixed light problem when working with both artificial light and available light underwater. The filters are designed to be used with KELDAN underwater video lights and generate optimal underwater illumination. With increasing depth, colors slowly disappear. This is a problem for underwater video and photography. After a certain depth, the whole scene is blue and no colors are visible to the camera. Therefore, video lights are used to lighten up the scene and shadows, but the background remains colorless. A manual white balance to the ambient light solves this problem. For this procedure, the video lights must be turned off temporarily. Now, the manual white balance can be correctly accomplished, and the video lights can be turned back on. But this results in another problem. The artificial light has much higher red content than the ambient light, and the lighting appears too red. The KELDAN ambient light filters are used to neutralize the red content in the lighting. This setup results in a perfectly balanced scene with no red oversaturation.
The 8XR Ambient with 18,000 lumen takes KELDAN's unique ambient filter system that allows for seamless balancing of artificial and ambient light to the next level by removing the need for the filter. The 8XR Ambient LEDs emit light at a spectrum equivalent to the ambient light at a depth of 6 meters, approximately 20 feet. And they do it at a lumen value almost 2 times higher than the standard 8XR with 20,000 lumen fitted with an external AF6B filter. Now, what does that mean exactly? It means that the 8XR Ambient allows you to use the blue filter technology without sacrificing any of its maximum power as you would if adding a filter to a non-adjusted video light, as the added filter would swallow some light, reducing the max power of the video light. Have a look at the example comparison shots taken in my studio. The light on the right is the KELDAN 8X 18,000 lumen with a 6 meter blue filter. The same adjustment the 8XR Ambient integrates by default. On the left, you can see the 8XR Ambient output. I'll cycle through all 9 power levels. Camera settings like aperture, ISO and shutter are the same for both recordings. Pay attention to the luma curve below each of the comparison shots. Do you see how much brighter the image is that was lit up with the 8XR Ambient? No words needed. The fact that I actually get a lot more power output from the 8XR Ambient than my current 8X lights combined with the appropriate ambient blue filter means that I don't have to run them on full power at all time, which I most of the time have to do with my 8X lights. This saves battery and gives me extra power when really needed. 2 things that convinced me in the end to get the 8XR Ambient to replace my current 8X video lights from KELDAN. But the 8XR Ambient offers a lot more than an integrated ambient blue filter and remote control capabilities. Here are some of the other cool features of this awesome underwater video light. The 8XR Ambient comes with an even 110-degree in-water beam angle and a natural looking fall-off, making it blend perfectly in with natural ambient light when shooting wide-angle scenes. Its compact and travel-friendly design makes it a perfect choice for the traveling underwater videographer. The 300 grams of negative buoyancy underwater can easily be compensated by either using float arms and/or KELDAN's custom buoyancy control rings. The 98 watt-hour batteries are certified for air travel and come with an integrated protection circuit for added peace of mind. The information display at the back of the light is easy to read and simple to understand. In addition to showing you a percentage of the remaining battery power, it will also tell you in real time how much runtime you have left if you keep using your light on the current power level. That is an incredibly useful feature for effective battery management while in use. And last but not least, you can purchase additional filters, adjusting the outputted light spectrum to another equivalent depth than the 6 meters. There is a filter for 3 meters, which makes sense for shooting in very shallow water or taking macro shots. There is also a 12-meter filter for those slightly deeper subjects. Coming back to the initial question of this video, is the KELDAN 8XR Ambient the best underwater video light available? To me, at the moment it definitely is, due to all the previously mentioned features. Most importantly, the ease of use, the awesome remote capabilities and the added power due to the adjusted light spectrum. Sure, it doesn't come cheap. I'll leave a link to the Backscatter web shop below in the description so you can check out the current price yourself. I believe though that with these things you get what you pay for, and from my own experience I can say that KELDAN lights have never disappointed or failed me even once. How do you feel about the KELDAN 8XR Ambient? Have you tried it yourself before? Is it something you're looking at getting yourself? I'm curious to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. I hope this video was useful to you, and if you want to learn more about the importance of light when filming underwater, go and check out this video over here next. Thanks for watching guys, keep capturing your awesome underwater adventures and I will see you in the next video.